Hello, Mary Anton here. In this presentation, I will discuss with you my current teaching philosophy. Now, I'm still a student and I'm still learning how to be a teacher, as I always will be, so I expect my teaching philosophy to change and develop as I gain experiences and knowledge, but this is what I have so far. First, let me give you a brief sentence on why I want to teach. One of the reasons is I want to help prepare the next generation of learners reach their full potential as lifelong learners, as critical thinkers, problem solvers, team members, creative thinkers, and as passionate, compassionate, and respectful people. To do this, I want to get to know my students. It's so important to really understand the cultural capital, knowledge, and skills they all bring into the classroom, and then use that information to help them learn the way that they learn. Along with this comes a classroom that is culturally relevant and that promotes social justice. I recognize and value that students come to school with different backgrounds, and I want students to know that my classroom is a safe space where they are valued. One thing I want to do in my classroom to promote social justice is to hang posters of both past and present female mathematicians and mathematicians of color to counter the narrative that only white men of affluence have contributed to the field of math. Second, it's important to practice realistic goal setting and work with students and let them know my goals for them, but also understand the goals that they have for themselves. Then we can work together and set behavior goals, meaning how will they accomplish what they want to accomplish. Third, setting high expectations not only pushes students to do better and be better, but also communicates to students that I believe the best of them and in them, and that I will help them every step along the way. Along with this and getting to know your students is creating a welcoming environment where all students feel safe and valued, and students know that they can ask questions to me, to each other, and vice versa. I want my students to challenge each other and me, and then we can all learn from each other. Now, I'll talk about how I want to teach. All students are individuals, and everyone learns in their own unique way. Meeting the needs of all students leads to differentiation in the classroom. Technology can be extremely useful for this because technology allows teachers to instantly gauge how well students are understanding the material in the moment. Then, the teacher can provide individual attention for students who need one-on-one time, but also provide challenging opportunities for more advanced students. Differentiation is helping students take different paths that all lead to the same place. And again, technology can be very useful for providing students with different ways to demonstrate what they know. In my future classroom, I want to give my students opportunities to explore in their learning and as they learn, especially in a math classroom, as opposed to a more teacher-centered learning experience. I once stumbled across a lab-based lesson for a geometry classroom and wondered why math isn't treated as exploratory as like science classes, despite math being seen and used in the real world just as much as science concepts. For example, look at this pine cone. Did you know that the spirals in pine cones, and really anything else in nature that spirals, follows the Fibonacci sequence? So in each spiral there will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, or further numbers in the sequence of the number of bristles on this pine cone. But anyways, encouraging students to explore in math can tie into project-based learning, which is a way for students to demonstrate their learning by applying it. This teaching method puts students at the center of the classroom and lets students be creative and gives students control of their learning, and is something I definitely want to look into applying in my future classroom. Another popular movement right now is the makerspace movement, which is something I'm very interested in. This movement is all about students collaborating and creating something tangible and getting excited to make and create, which is exactly how I want students to think about math. So I definitely want to look into applying makerspace concepts in my future classroom as well. Lastly, I want to help students see the connections between math and other subjects like content areas, including science, music, art. I want students to see how math is used and how it's seen in other content areas, and I want students to be able to see the connections between them. To conclude, these are my conceptions of teaching and learning and what I want to apply in my classroom to meet the needs of a diverse population of students.